Norwood Flexibility Bare Bones Broadcasting. You're asking, what's he up to? Here's what I'm up to. I've been watching him lately walk around with these signs in the street causing nothing but anarchy to anarchy. That's not going to help things. Anarchy can't fix anarchy. I'm sorry, it can't. This commerce is all you have, and it is so fragile, for crying out loud. It's so fragile. The commerce of this planet is there's no, you don't have the words to remind you how fragile it is. You don't. You don't have the mindset to understand it. You don't. And there they are. Are you aware of that? And you're eating, and without it, you're going to starve to death. And you're not going to panic, are you? You're going to keep your civil rights, aren't you? Aren't you? Said the police officer. Yes, sir, I am. You know what that police officer made? His eyes went through me like a... I was one of those things that aspirin shoved in. My mind went... Well, the police bureau has some officers. They turned me into a log and an aspirin thing. You reminisce that, you know you've been past the people that protected your rights in your mind and said, live up! Punk! Wow. Is that how they're training? What did they tell me? They need a building. Bah. They need a newspaper. What they need. They don't need a building. They're trained. What more training you want? Live up to the training you got. That's what I tell the community. How much more you want you to train? You ain't living up to the training we got! How much training you want? That's beside the point again. Reminiscing, Norman went loony. I'm talking about my school days. Welcome back to my school. Bam! Well, no, I'm stuck there outside, sitting on the curb, crying in front of the school. Look like Forrest Gump. Crying in front of the school. I hated school. I hate school. Go to my high school motto. I said, go in the class in that front hallway and sit down and ball. She said they'd never understand why. She understood. And I never got along with the office help there. Hell, I call back an old man and get along with the office help. It makes me sick. The office help always gave me crap in that school. Wasn't for the assistant principal, I wouldn't have made it. He used to paddle his leg and send me back to class. This living is a school. We're missing school. We are. An old man asked me one time over the air, Miller, are you learning your lessons? I never will understand Miller. I won't. He didn't get a hold of me. Send me an email. Well, I did kind of forget what I came here to talk to you about. It's a bigger picture than we're talking about. I know that, and that's one of the main issues. That there's a bigger picture. Everybody's failing here, and long after we get together, we got some battles, and man, do we got battles, especially battles of curiosity. I don't have time for the fights going on here now at all. Living up to the... I saw some little kids yesterday. There's not one remark I ever read out of the paper that matches the degree of wit and exchange socially I saw between three humans that tall. Nothing in the store matches it. Nothing being sold in secret. No training. No defense. Nothing matches those three children. Right there's this old buzzard up headed for the grave. I hate myself for squandering living. I do. For those three kids. My own kids. Those three kids. I realized at the time, no wonder I didn't get along in employment. I was so much like them. I don't know how I stayed that. That must have something to do with Jewish, because I very much like those three little kids this high. Very much. Just to spend all day with people like that's what I do. I do it in my mind because I see you all that way at a good percentage of the time, the way I relate to you. I see that part in you, and I relate to that with most of you and a lot of you. And I have a wonderful time with you. And you still are that. And I find that in a lot of you, to the most violent of you. You know, kids at bus stops that wring your neck first and talk to you later after they got you down, man. They're that 3-year-old before they do that. And I've had that conversation with them, and that part of them never even existed. It wasn't even there. Only the 3-year-old was there. And a great big goon, able guy. He wasn't no more a goon than fly the moon. He was a 3-year-old kid. Lied about to his face a lot of times. They almost had him believing it. So I reminded him, not so about you, boy. I'll remind you of that one. He immediately became 3. Like we all are. Are! I'll remind you of that someday in the old dream chamber. Remember that. Y'all face his ugly nose in that green, that green chamber. And it's because, you know why the Lord's chamber is so green? Because those naive lived here. Green there. I'll find you green, all right. And your maker's green chamber sure as I turn blue. I'll find you green. Woo! Must be the color I eat. I hate my greens. Bah. Never eat canned spinach? Well, that's what you all look like. Green canned spinach. All the ideas, the plans, the crap floating around here in lieu of those 3-year-old children and what they remark to every day as joy and glee. Because believe me, when they saw each other, they were full of glee. And the things they talked to about each other, they were just all excited to see each other. They wiggled like little puppies. Ever seen little puppies wiggle a lot? That's what those 3 little kids did. Are you wiggling like that today? Over the same just joy, gleeful things? Well then, I don't see how you're going to, grudge ain't going to, you're failing grudge. You got to do that before you can have a grudge. And once you do that, somehow the grudge ain't there. Well, you can't, the grudge ain't going to work till you, I'll tell you this much. I meet United States soldiers who are those 3-year-old kids. Then they pick up not a grudge, they pick up an emphatic club and go to try to talk to you. Now, if you scare them sometimes, they get a little defensive. They do. Well, all they do is come to have a conversation, like Rome and Egypt. Give me my money. You think the United States is in all these places trying to collect a bill from somebody else, international? That's why they're there. They owe international money, and the United States military is there to collect like the Roman military did. Is that what's going on? Because I'll tell you, that's what NATO's up to. NATO's dumb enough to think they're going to collect a bill from a, they're going to get blood out of a turnip, NATO. NATO's going to get blood out of a turnip. They're really dumb, NATO. Real dumb. They try to get blood out of a turnip. Pretty stupid. Especially when they are a turnip bled to death. Yeah. NATO, the turnip bled to death. Trying to get blood out of more turnips and not having the confession itself that it's a bled to death turnip. NATO. That's what it is. Blood to death turnip. Somebody else got blood out of them first, so there's just nothing left in their hair. They can't identify themselves. They're too stupid. Yep. Get into all their personal lives, run them through a simulator, and you can't employ them any longer. Not one of them. Not one. And after they sit in the simulator and you overhear the crap running through their skull, out, 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 hold the water, hold the water, hold the water, out, 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 out. Yea, United States military staff. Their head holds water. Water back! Told you, Osama. That head holds water. And you were letting yours leak, Osama.